Original NES. I remember getting this when I was 1988, so I guess I had just turned 10 years old, and it was a huge deal getting Nintendo, the original Nintendo, the classic Nintendo. If you were a child of the 80s, you definitely remember getting one of these. It was a big deal. So we're going to react to this. Let's see here. All right, here we go.
What's up, guys? It's Lou from Unbox Therapy, and today I've got a retro unboxing for you, a throwback. It is the Nintendo Entertainment System coming all the way at you from 1985. This is not your standard setup either. This is the Deluxe set, including Rob the Robot. I want to give a shout out to A and C Games. I'll put a link in the description as well as up in the annotations to their...
All right, first of all, I got this in 1988. And I didn't get the Deluxe set. The Deluxe set, I believe, was an early release, 85, 86. It came with the robot. It came with Gyromite and Duck Hunt. I got the action set that came with the Zapper, and it came with Mario, Super Mario Brothers, and Duck Hunt.
YouTube channel for allowing me to unbox this. This is a classic, and this is not something you get to look at every day. So as you see, you've got the Happy Family on the back. That could have been you back in 1985. If you were lucky enough to get one of these, you got the old
stock photo, stock family photo.
Let's go ahead and get inside and get a closer look at this classic,
very 80s, very white
piece of hardware. So the first thing you're going to notice when you get inside the box is some old school styrofoam style packaging, and everything on the interior is exactly as you would have found it 27 years ago. Wow, that's a long time. I'm feeling old talking about this.
And this video is old, by the way. This video is 9 years old.
Just as it would have been back then, with your wonderful Japanese to English translations, which always make for an entertaining read. I totally recommend that you give this baby a read if you do pick up something as unique and rare as something like this is today. Next, you've got the classic, iconic Nintendo Zapper.
Okay, and that's the real Zapper. That's the gray. I guess that's gray and like an off-white. That's the real one. And that's the one I had. And like a little later in like 1989, they made it bright orange or bright red. And it just, that was the one you didn't want. You wanted the gray one.
The gray model before it got replaced by the red model gun. After, parents in the Western world got paranoid, as they do so well, and said, I don't want my kid rocking a gray gun. And look at how imposing this baby is. You do not want to be on the wrong end of this barrel. Oh no, not if you're a duck at least. Now, on the other side here, you can see it's got the Nintendo Zapper insignia on it, as well as the 1985 date. So as I mentioned before, this entire package is coming.
Man, where did time go? I'm 42 years old, believe it or not. I am 42. So in 1985, I was just going into first grade. Man, and this was so high-tech. I mean, you guys that are younger, this was so freaking sophisticated for its time, like having a Nintendo in 1985, especially 85, 86, the early years. It was a big deal.
Back in time. Now, probably the most interesting part of this unboxing is going to be Rob the Robot, because he was only included either on his own or through this deluxe package right here, and I never had the chance of owning him back in the day. Nah, I just got the standard edition of the console. It came with the Zapper and Duck Hunt, and that was about it. I believe one controller. So this is actually my first chance to get a look at him. I'm going to give you guys a closer look in a quick second. And here's how you get it all connected to your television. Yeah, back in the day, there was no HDMI. I'm schooling all the youngsters here. It was strictly analog, coaxial style into
the white cable
of your tube television. How exciting
CRT
it was
TV.
To get your standard video
I forget what that stands for.
Then. And you've got the classic Nintendo controller, which surprisingly,
now the controllers were even a big deal. Like you look at it now, it doesn't look like anything. But back when this came out, I mean, the D-pad, I think that was new, and you had an A button, a B button, a start, and a select. I think back to before this Atari, you just had the joystick and a single button.
Angular As it is, it still feels relatively comfortable in my hands. Maybe it's just me having some nice memories of playing some old school games back in the day with my brother and my dad, but it does feel decent. And of course, it's cabled. There was no wireless back then. And you can see on the back here, it's made in Japan, just like everything else in this package. Manufactured in Japan, designed in Japan. This baby is Japanese through and through, except for, of course, the North American distribution. So let's get a closer look at the console. This is the one that I'm sure a lot of you had on the shelf at some point in your lives. If you owned one of these, let me know down in the comment section. Let's see how many of us started our gaming careers on the Nintendo Entertainment System. So here's a closer look at the front. This is where your controllers attach to the console. You've, of course, got your power button and your reset button. There's also a little light beside the power button to indicate that it's on. On the back of the unit, you've got a spot for your AC adapter to power up the console. You've also got a channel 3, channel 4 switch, once again, for that analog beauty that this thing is capable of. And then you've got another video out, I believe, for the RF switch. And then you've got standard analog audio and video on the
AV, the high-tech cables for the
time.
time.
If you're looking
high-tech.
from the front.
All right.
And then on the front of the unit, here's a closer look at your controller ports, as well as your power reset button, and of course where the games are actually inserted. I remember blowing on those cartridges trying to get them to get them picked up. Hey, did anybody have those 101 game cartridges? I remember getting those from my grandfather back.
Everybody blew on the cartridges. You know, you put one in, you have to stick it in and push it down, and then you'd hit power and it wouldn't work, or the light would flick on and off. Then you'd pull it back up, you'd look at it, you'd blow on it, push it back in, try to get it a little closer to the edge, press it down. You know, if you're, sometimes it would come on and it would go in and out the screen. You'd get static, you'd get snow. It was a mess. It was so fun. It was so much worth. It was worth it.
You guys had those too. So there's your AC power brick. That's how you're going to actually get the console up and running. And then we've got a number of different attachments for Rob the Robot. This is how he integrates with the system and the game Gyromite.
That was
all
a
this
lot
stuff
of money.
is necessary, and in this particular unboxing, everything is included. There's nothing missing from the original 1985 package. Here's a closer look at one of the two games included, Duck Hunt. I'm pretty sure that everybody has had a chance to play this. You get a look at these high quality graphics on the back. And something I found interesting is down on the bottom. These things only came with it.
We used to get close to the TV and cheat. You know, you'd hold the gun right up. You'd hold the gun right up to the TV and cheat. But I could never beat it. I don't know if you could beat Duck Hunt. I'd either get bored, like I would get to like level 30, 35, and I would either get bored or it would just get too challenging. One or the other.
A limited warranty. So, you know, as you guys remember, they started to sort of not perform the same way as they aged. I don't know why. I guess that was probably because of dust, etc. Now, you remember these old school plastic sleeves, the black Nintendo sleeves.
Still look really cool.
As well as the manuals that slid in the back.
I can smell it. I can
manuals, instructions, I should say. And you got the Nintendo seal of approval on the left. Here's a closer look at the other game included in the Deluxe set. This is Gyromite, and once again, you get a look at the graphics. This game is the one that integrates with Rob the Robot.
No, I didn't have Rob the Robot like I was saying earlier, and I don't think any of my friends did, but I do remember somebody rented Gyromite, and I'm pretty sure we played Gyromite without the robot. I think you could but you had to use both controllers, even if you were playing as one player. I could be wrong. But I do remember vaguely playing it. It didn't have it wasn't Super Mario or Zelda or one of these games that's still popular and fun today. At least I don't think so.
And it also tells you how to get Rob the Robot completely set up. Now, I'm going to need this. As I said before, I've never owned a Rob the Robot. This is my first experience with him, so I want to play it right. So anyways, here's what he looks like when he's all set up and ready to go.
Still looks cool.
He looks kind of like the robot in the movie WALL-E. I think they took their inspiration from Rob. He's the original. He's the OG of the robot business. And as you can see, the middle portion of his body
OG, baby,
extends up and down. On the neck portion, you see the notches cut out there. And he integrates with the game Gyromite And since I have no experience with him, I'm going to get him hooked up and see how it all works. You've got the coiled cable to allow for that movement up and down, on and off switches, etc. This guy seems complicated, but I'm going to play with it nonetheless. I'm going to have some throwback gaming going on in the Unbox Therapy headquarters, a little bit of nostalgic gameplay. It's going to feel real good. I'm going to feel like a kid again. Go back to 1985. The funny thing is, I was actually born in 1985. I'm the exact same age as this setup right here. I hope to look as good as this thing does. This is really good shape for something of that age. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this unboxing, hopefully you can like and favorite this video, as it does help me out a bunch. And also, please share this video, because I know there are a lot of people that would appreciate, taking a look at something that was probably a part of their childhood. Anyways, once again, I want to give a shout out to A&C Games for providing this particular deluxe set for unboxing on the channel. A link.
All right. Who grew up in the 80s and remembers getting this? Comment below. Tell me what games you got. What games did you want? Or were you Sega? Or did you have Sega Master System? Let me know. Comment below. And check out Unbox Therapy, because he has a lot of really cool videos that he does. He's been doing this forever, and you can check out videos like this where stuff from my childhood is reviewed by someone, and they go over in great detail every little aspect that's in the box. Really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. All right, guys, like and subscribe for more. See you soon.